Hello, BookTube. Yesterday I was ranting with my friends about a translation of Aristophanes, and because, well, you are my friend, you have to hear it too. And uh, I was recently taking a look at the Penguin Classics translations of Aristophanes, and Penguin Classics has terribly failed the father of comedy, and in two ways. First, there isn't a big volume of the complete Aristophanes plays. You can't get a Penguin Classic with all of the plays. It wouldn't. No, actually, it wouldn't be big because we only have like 11 or 12 plays of the master, and I think Oxford's World's Classics also doesn't have a complete Aristophanes plays. Neither neither Penguin nor Oxford have a volume that is the complete plays of Aeschylus, Sophocles, Euripides, and Aristophanes. There is a complete plays of Menander, but we only have like two plays of his and some fragments, so it's not possible not to make a. If you have a Menander volume, it's not possible to make a volume that isn't the complete works because of the pitless ratios. We only have two plays of Menander, but neither Oxford nor Penguin has a complete uh, works of the four canonical Greek playwrights, and so yeah, this is the first way in which Penguin Classics failed Aristophanes. The second way is that the translations are not good. I just do not like the translations that you can find in the Penguin Classics line, and the translations are not from the same person, and often uh, the plays that you find in a volume have different translations inside a single volume. And so in Penguin, there's a patchwork of translations, and all of the ones that I've been taking a look recently are not good. I didn't like any of them, and for two main reasons. First, lots of anachronisms in an attempt to adapt the plays to our culture, to make it easier for us to understand. Um, there is a problem mostly with Aristophanes because it's comedy. It's much harder to translate comedy than translating tragedies, like in Aeschylus, Sophocles, and Euripides. And I don't like that. You are like you are inserting things in the text that are not in the text. For example, I think I don't remember who who did this translation, but I was skimming a translation of the Knight in the Penguin Classics, and like there is a scene in which it's mentioned a Ojiwa board, like and inside a joke, the translation uses Ojiwa board. I am very sure the Greeks in Athens 2,500 years ago were not talking about Ojiwa boards. You are inserting things in the text. Not only inserting, you are substituting things in the text to make the jokes work more for people today. And I don't like that. That is an anachronism. That is anachronistic. It took so long for we to get rid of Christian anachronism in the place. So long. Why am I so dark suddenly? What happened? It's just, I don't know if it's just my cell phone screen, or the video actually got dark, because I just it looks like I'm in Hades right now. It took centuries for people to stop adapting uh, the ancient plays to a Christian paradigm. And now, after so long that we got rid of that crap, people keep doing it, but to make uh, the place more comfortable, more accessible, more relatable to modern readers. If you want something like that, if you just want to feel connected, related, go read contemporary fiction. If I'm going to read something that was written 2,500 years ago, I don't want it adapted to my reality. The estrangement, the weirdness, the things that we find nonsensical is a necessary part of the experience of interacting with a text so old. For example, in the birds, and the birds, I was there's a translation. There's a scene in the birds when the gods come to the city in the sky, and the main character is like roasting some birds, and I think Heracles asks, "Well, don't you like live in a kingdom of birds? Why are you eating birds? That makes no sense." And then the main character say, "Oh no, these are just the members of the," which in Athens were the Conservative Party, but the translation renders it as the Republican Party. No, you can't do that. You cannot do that. You have to say the name of the Conservative Party in Athens at that time, and then you put a footnote and explain it. I know it kills the joke. It is much more funny to say, oh, it's a member of the Republican Party. But you can't do that. That is anachronistic. That is bad translation. No, don't do that. And the second way in which the second way in which the translations in the Penguin classics betray Aristophanes is that so many of them are sonatized. The translations sonatize. No, the better word is censored. Aristophanes in the Penguin Classics line is constantly censored and sanitized. That is not only wrong, not only a bad translation, that is unethical. That is unethical. That it is morally wrong to censor and sanitize a comedy, to adapt it to the senses of the modern public. That if you are an academic and you are sanitizing Aristophanes in your translation, you should lose your PhD title. Unacceptable. Unacceptable. Like if you are reading Aristophanes and your translation doesn't have explicit jokes about masturbation and explicit jokes about diarrhea, your translation is censored, is sanitized for modern puritanical Christian bullcrap sensitivities. If you are not ready to interact with Aristophanes the way Aristophanes is, don't read Aristophanes. Go read a puritanical, sanitized Christian bullcrap that you can find in the market today for your tastes. Do not impose that on the father of comedy, and being the father of comedy, one of the most important people who ever lived. I think Aristophanes is 10 times more important than Alexander the Great. So yeah, although the Oxford World Classics do not also don't have a complete volume of the plays of Aristophanes. Uh, I can't say anything about the translations there because I haven't taken a look at it. Um, but uh, I, I actually I actually don't know any edition of Aristophanes that I actually like. That I actually, yeah, this is really good. This is like really good. There is a Penguin, the publisher Penguin, makes a big volume of the complete Aristophanes. It's not a Penguin Classics though, and it is by one translator. I forgot his name, and the translations are better. Often are better, not always, but often are better than the ones in the Penguin Classic lines. But it's not as good as it could be, and it's not hard to be better. It's like a mental block people have, and uh, the translations in the Loeb classics, uh, I think, are the best ones. But it's like I'm guessing here because I have never read the Loeb translations of Aristophanes. But usually the Loeb translations tend to be extremely literal, like painfully literal. It's just telling you what's in the original text, and then you have the original text in the facing page, and you can check out. I often don't like the Greek texts in the Loeb because like they don't mark the long vowels. A, E, A and E and U. No, U is often marked, but U is usually because there used to be the diphthong U and U, U, that became a long U. But yeah, they don't mark long A and long E, and that really annoys me. So yeah, that's what I had to say today, and goodbye. Thank you, BookTube. And if you can recommend me uh, Aristophanes translations that you really like, please leave in the comment. My favorite edition of the tragedians are the Loeb classics, and I think the Chicago University Press, the third edition of the Chicago University Press, which was originally edited. The first and second edition were originally edited by David Green, I think. But anyway, thank you, BookTube.